Welcome back, Stassa 23 here, back again with some knife therapy. Today I have for you the Protech Knives SBR fixed blade. This fixed blade came in at $224. I got it directly from Protech. And you could get this in two different sheath styles. I chose to get this beautiful Chattanooga Leatherworks sheath that has like a nice friction fit in there, and you can carry it on a belt with this, or like me, I use it as an EDC fixed blade, and in that role I think it was perfect. This is totally USA made, and I think this is only the first or second fixed blade that Protech has ever made, and it's kind of cool seeing them branch out. This, if I didn't already say, collaboration with custom knife maker Les George, one of my favorite makers. This is ZTO 900. This is kind of what started it off for me, and his Les George BECP. Let's get some specs out of the way. You have a total length of 6.5 inches, so it's a smaller, very small fixed blade. Blade length of 2.87. So that's going to be legal in a lot of areas as well. You have a grip area from here to right here of 3 inches, but you can also use this back portion, gives you about another ½ inch. That's how I used it. Handle thickness of 0.55, so a little above average. You have a blade stock thickness of 0.125, so it's pretty stout. And the behind the edge thickness from about here in this flat area of 25 thousandths, and it gets really thick up into the tip area that comes up to 38 thousandths. And this one is sharpened at 20 degrees per side. All right, before I go any further, let's break off some cutting footage and see how well this fixed blade performs. All right, we're gonna test the factory sharpness. Sharp. Alrighty, did pretty good, for being such a small knife. Still sharp. Alright, we're gonna test the ergos by doing pressure cuts in this pine 2x4, also see how well it's still biting. Alrighty, it bit into the wood really well, but did notice, the handle is kind of slim, so it was fatiguing the hand trying to hold it steady. I noticed when I put my hand on top, that was the easiest, especially to do like detail work, but it did a lot better than I expected. It's such a small fixed blade. Alright, we're gonna try cutting up some of this ½ inch twisted sisal rope. I'm gonna do as many cuts as I can. Alrighty, did excellent. I made 30 cuts. Let's see how that edge is still doing. Still nice and sharp. Alright, now we're going to cut up several different types of materials. Some thick saddle leather, some thick rubber gasket material, some blue jean denim rolled up, 1 inch and ½ inch dense tubing with some mesh in the inside of it, 3/8 inch thick bungee, and some seatbelt type material. All right, we'll get started with the leather first. Alrighty, I think it did fairly well, especially for being such a small blade. It wasn't struggling on this, it just didn't have enough length to get through it all in one pass. It is a little thick behind the edge, but it still performed the task fairly well. Let's see, I might have something on the blade. It's not as sharp as it was in the beginning, but still sharp. All right, I'm gonna attempt to get through these 3 copper wires using a rubber mallet. Don't do this. This will pretty much probably void your warranty. I'm doing it so you don't have to, and because I enjoy it. And this is definitely not the type of knife you want to do it with. It's a little bit short of a blade. We're gonna give it a shot anyway. Nice. Still sharp. All right, we're gonna do a little bit of apex impact testing. We're gonna try to hit it in between these 3 lines. Do it 3 times, 3 strikes. See about right there. Some nice hits there. So can you see them? 1, 2, 3. Nothing that I can see. I love when a knife's heat treated properly like this one. Nice. All right, I hope y'all enjoyed the cutting footage. Let's take a closer look at this. I've always loved that, classic drop point blade shape that Les George does. But you have, on this particular one, you have a satin finish with a saber grind, high flat grind on here. CPM S35V in steel that is done well because it performed nicely. It didn't chip. It didn't dull easily. And you have a Les George's maker mark right there. Very cool. And on this side, you have the Protech USA blade steel designation. And then the first production run, this is number 35. Like I said before, you do have a pretty stout tip right there that will be able to handle, maybe some light prying if that's what you choose to do with it. You have a row of jimping right here that's wide cut. And it's a little aggressive. It's about medium traction if I had to, say, but it does work. It's just a little uncomfortable without any gloves on. You do have a well done sharpening tool right there. Clears the plunge and gives you some life to sharpen before it starts to thicken up back there. You have 3D contoured G10 scales that have this milling pattern on them going like this that do add a good bit of traction to it. The scales are removable, as you can see right here, so if you want to clean out underneath there, you can. They have also been shadow boxed to the handle. As you can see, shadow box just means it's a little bit shorter than the handle, so it kind of gives you like a little window to those outer parts of that handle right here. You do have jimping back here. I didn't notice it that much. But with some pressure cuts, your pinky might feel that because it does sit a little bit proud of the scales. And it's that same wide cut jimping that they have on the top right here. You do have a nice lanyard hole, which, if I'm going to use a lanyard, it's going to be in a small fixed blade like this, so I can wrap it around my hand or something so I won't lose it. It won't fly out of my hand or anything like that. In all the cutting, I noticed it performed well. As long as you keep this nice and sharp, it's not going to be a laser beam cut through stuff because, like I said, it is pretty thick behind the edge. But it will do everything that you need to do. I brought this with me on my vacation to Idaho. We had a big fire pit there, and I processed some small kindling with it. it definitely wasn't ideal, but I did do some feather sticks to start a fire with this, and it worked just fine. One thing I did notice whenever I was trying to take off chunks of wood and doing my testing in the video, that the handles are 0.55 thick, which is, good for a folder. But whenever I'm using a fixed blade, I'm usually doing some heavier duty cutting chores. And I just prefer to have a swell or a thicker handle, especially when it's not wide like that, because it just feels like it's going to turn in the hand, especially when you don't have a full, like I have a medium-sized hand, and my pinky, what I do is kind of wrap it toward that back right there. Could have added a lanyard, it would have helped, but I just didn't whenever I went on the trip. Ergos for the small handle are pretty nice, especially with the contoured scales. Like I said, you get good grip with that texture. I guess if you wanted to, you could do it in reverse grip, but I just don't have enough handle, nowhere really to put my finger right there. You do have somewhat of a guard that comes up right here. The pull cut like this, I used it like this as well, and it works really good, very comfortable. So in pretty much every grip, saber, hammer, reverse, and pull cut, it's nice. It's definitely a well done fixed blade. They did a good job on it. I hope this won't be their last. I know this was like a limited production, I guess, to see how well it does. And, if that's something y'all want to see, y'all need to express that on, social media and stuff like that y'all would love to see more from them. Let's get some size comparisons. I have two fixed blades that are very similar in size and in aesthetic. You have the Benchmade Hidden Canyon. This is the S30V one. But these two are pretty close, almost identical in size and in looks and length and all that. And another good one is this Tops 3-pointer. These are all good. The 3-pointer is just a hair shorter. And like I said, the Hidden Canyon's pretty much the same exact size. Got two more. You have the Civivi Lackey. It's going to be a little bit shorter. And the LT Wright Patriot is going to be a good bit shorter. But the LT Wright Patriot has about the same handle length and as well as the Lackey. That's why I threw them in there. They feel about the same in hand. Nitpicks, complaints. Of course, I would have liked to see this ground thinner. It's a small fixed blade. It's not going to be my hard use fixed blade. You can do it. You can use it for that. But it would have been nicer if it would have been, even better slicer. But, whatever. Also, this is just a small nitpick, kind of messes with my OCD tendencies here. The blade still does it. I wish it would have been put right here. I just think it looks funny like that, but I know that's something Protech does often. It's not a big deal. It doesn't hurt the functionality of the blade. So overall, I like it. They did a good job with it. Like I said, I would love to see more fixed blades, especially more of these EDC size fixed blades coming from Protech. It's a USA manufacturer. They do great work. And they're nice people to deal with. So there you go. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down below. I hope everybody's having an absolute wonderful day. I will see y'all on the next one. Peace.